Hey guys, I'm coming at you live from my house. I guess this isn't live by the time you see it, but I just wanted to touch base with you one more time. Your exam is tomorrow. Hopefully, we all know that. Hopefully, you've all received your e-ticket to access the exam. You'll have to have that in order to log on to the exam. Everyone's taking it at the same time. That's why, I mean, now there's different times depending on what time zone you're in, but literally everyone who is in this AP Environmental Science class, not only in my class, but all the classes, is taking it at the exact same time. And I just kind of wanted to do a last minute effort to kind of get you guys prepared. I just put a description of the two, and I already kind of went through the description. The last video I made like this, which was probably about a month ago, but I put that description up on Google Classroom so you guys can read through that and you know exactly kind of what to expect from the two questions that you're going to have. It is just two questions. Normally, this test is 2 hours and 40 minutes. Your test is way less than that. And it's because they took out, you know, an entire portion of the test, which is the multiple choice portion. So, you know, that's good and bad. It means that you have less to work with, but also, you know, it's a lot quicker. And as long as you guys know those two questions, you should be just fine. I can't tell you what those two questions are. I wish I could. So I wanted to kind of touch base with you on a couple things. First off, be prepared Monday at 3 o'clock. Have your calculator with you. That can be any four-function scientific or graphing calculator. To be honest with you, I don't see how they're going to police that anyway, but just have a calculator. Have it at the ready. I would suggest using your laptop, your Chromebook. Simply because everybody has one. It has a full keyboard, so whatever you have to type out, you can type out more effectively. I think that's the best option. I really do. So use your Chromebook. That obviously is going to make you use Chrome, which is another thing that they recommend. They want you to use the latest version of the Chrome browser. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, that's Google's browser, not like Internet Explorer or Firefox or anything like that. It's just Chrome. It's what you guys use. You can check in. So the test for you guys is 3 o'clock Central Time. So it's 3 o'clock tomorrow. You can check in 30 minutes early. So at about 2:30, you need to go online and use your e-ticket and go ahead and log in so that you're ready for the test. And then I'll give you kind of 30 minutes to get situated, to get everything set up, to have your book open to what you want it to be open. Obviously, either unit 1 through 7, somewhere in there. Which is a benefit to you. You can go through and you can be like, all right, I know the book. You know, have the if nothing else, have the unit that page right at the beginning of the book that shows what each chapter is broken down into by unit. So like you know, or module for that matter. Like chapter 1 is modules, you know, 1 through 4 or whatever it is. And it tells you a brief description of each one of those. You might be able to kind of thumb through and go, okay, well, this is what they're talking about. Flip to that page and then kind of read up on it real quick. Now, you're not going to have a lot of time, and I'm going to get to the time here in a second. So, you know, take that, you know, hopefully you're already kind of read through everything and you feel comfortable with it. But it is nice to kind of be able to flip that page and at least kind of look over at the chapter and give yourself kind of an understanding of, oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. But be mindful of your time if you do that, because it's going to go really quick. The reason you need your e-ticket, as I said, is because it has an AP ID that is specific to you. You cannot use it for anyone else. No one else can give you their AP ID. It is just yours. And you will need that to take that quiz, or that test, rather, the exam. Once you put that in, and this is why I say give yourself the 30-minute window, it will ask you for your information right after you put your AP ID in. From the e-ticket, and you'll have to fill out kind of like your name, your address, that kind of stuff, and that'll take a little bit of time. And so if you don't want to rush through that, have that done ahead of time. And as soon as you log in, they'll have a little clock down there on the left-hand side, I think it's the left-hand side of the screen, that will show the time, like how long you have. It's a countdown to how long before the test actually starts. Okay, so just be mindful of that. It'll just show you, it'll kind of give you an idea of how long you have, so you can again get set up and get everything ready. After you fill out the personal information and the countdown gets down to 0, it will automatically start the exam question 1. Okay, and they're calling it, I think, exam 1. They're like breaking the exam into 2 exams. So exam 1 will be the first exam question, and that timer down at the bottom will jump to the time that is allotted, which is 25 minutes. Okay, so you'll have 25 minutes to do the first set of questions. All right, and there'll probably be a graphic and everything, and it'll definitely be about putting together an investigation, so a scientific experiment. You can read through again my description of what the exam question 1 will be, and then of course read through the description of what exam question 2 will be as well. But you'll have 25 minutes to complete that. Now 5 minutes of that, the last 5 minutes, so really you only have 20 minutes. So the last 5 minutes is specifically for you to submit your work. And what will happen is at the bottom of your screen, that timer will flash red, and it'll be like your indicator saying, hey, you only got 5 minutes left. Make sure you submit your work. Okay, so you guys will have to go in at that point and kind of focus more on getting everything submitted than anything else. It's important that you do that. There have been a few people that have had issues with that. Okay, and I'm going to send you guys a link. I think there's a link that explains what to do if you are having trouble submitting. If you are using Google products, like I expect you guys to, so if you're using Google Chrome and you're using Google Docs to write out your answers and then submit them that way, I think it's going to be a lot easier for you because that is their preferred method. Google's just easy. That's why we switched over to it. From iOS, we switched to Google because it's an easier platform to work with. It works with a lot of things. So if you're using that and you have a good internet connection, I think you'll be all right. I really do. I think you'll be fine. But I am going to send you, like I said, a little description of what to do if you're having trouble. And that way you can quickly look at that. I would print it off, and that way if you have that problem, you could have it over to the side. In that 15 minutes or that 30 minutes before the test starts, have it over to the side, look through it, make sure that you know what to do. But that way, if you try to submit and it's just like spinning and nothing's happening, you can grab that and you can work on the next sort of way to submit. Listen, guys, you'll only have a little bit of time to do it, because if you don't submit it in time, even if there's technical issues, right? Even if it's not your fault at all, they will still make you reschedule and take the makeup exam. And I know you guys don't want to do that. That's like in June. Okay, you don't want to take the makeup exam. So especially after you do all that work and you submit it, and maybe you're really, you feel confident with the answer that you had, you don't want to have to retake it with another question that you don't know. So do everything that you can to try and submit it the way that they've had you, or they'd like you to do it. Okay, and read through. There's even a video. It talks, and you can do a demo on how to submit. This is all on AP Classroom. Okay, it's beneficial to you guys to kind of look over this real quick. Okay, and it's just too much for me. I can't, even if I made 6 videos on this, it would be easier for you to go through and just do it yourself rather than watch me do it. Okay, and I don't really have a way to screen record my computer. So what I recommend is that you go through, you do that demo, and I'll put a link to that as well, and you look at what you can do if there's a problem, and you print that off and you have it, and you just have it in the back of your mind. And I know there's a lot that we're asking you guys to think about and do, and I wish it wasn't that way. I really do. I don't necessarily like the way that AP Classroom, or that AP Central is doing all of this, but I don't have that choice. I don't have any say in that. So we're just going to do what we can and hopefully get everything submitted and do well, get our 3 and better, and call it a day. So after you go through, if I can get back on track here somewhere, after you go through the 15 or the 20 minutes, it'll give you a 5-minute submit window. You submit it. It will automatically reset your clock. Okay, after you submit it successfully, make sure you hit submit. It will reset your clock to 20 minutes. So now you have about 15 minutes, because again, you got to leave that 5-minute window at the end for question 2 or exam 2. So you go through and you are answering the questions for exam 2. You get that done. You'll have 5 minutes at the end. And again, it'll warn you. It'll say 5 minutes left, 5 minutes remaining. That is your cue to go and start the process of submitting. You'll submit that. Make sure, guys, before you do this, check your internet connection. If you type in, if you get open up your Chromebook or whatever, and you open up a web browser, Google Chrome, and you type in my internet speed or check my internet speed, you can hit download. And if you're getting anything less than 20, 25 meg, you might want to go somewhere that has a little bit of stronger internet access. Okay, if you have an Ethernet cord, okay, that you plug your computers into, plug your laptop into. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say that. I don't know if Chromebooks have an Ethernet port, but if they do, because I don't have one in front of me, if they do, plug it in. If you don't have really good internet where you are or where you live, go somewhere else. Go to your local library. Go to a coffee shop down the road that's got good, reliable internet. Use your tether your phone to your internet service or your Chromebook. If you need to use your phone, use your phone. I don't think it's the best typing experience by any means, and I think it's going to slow you down. So I would recommend the full keyboard, but do what you need to do well. Okay, make sure that the internet is not going to be your problem, because if you have really bad, shoddy internet, it might cause an issue. Okay. When you're typing your responses, you can use anything. You can use whatever iOS version is. I think it's like Notes. You can use a Word document. I would suggest using Google Docs, just because it's what we've used this entire year, and it's probably going to work the best because it's a Google platform. It's going to work the best with this exam. Also, again, you won't have a lot of time. You got 20 minutes for the first question, 15 minutes for the second, but you can use your notes, your textbooks, anything from the class. Okay, so have it out, have it ready, have it organized, and be ready to answer whatever question they throw at you. Guys, like I said, I'm going to post a few more things, but good luck. I'm praying for you guys. I pray that you have no technical issues, and I hope that you do as well as you absolutely can.